between dKiLLeR and Dongraegu. We see down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen Dignitas's dKiLLeR, who technically has to change his name after this tournament. He said he's going to change it to Songho.
That would be really funny. Ben, the ZVZ is a matchup, of course, you know a lot about, so I'd say, like, talk about it as much as you want. But first, I want to ask you, like, do you still think that the 14 pool, 14 gas, do you think that's, like, the most safe, steady opening, or would you say, like, sometimes it's pretty much worth a risk going hedge first?
It is sometimes worth a risk going hedge first, certainly, and it's possible to defend, you know, early, well, maybe not early pool. Okay, so here's ZVZ. It's a big circle. We can call it the cycle of destruction if you want. At the top, you've got early spawning pool stuff. That's going to win against like a fast hatch, a 15 hatch, and that is supposed to win if you play by the book against 14 gas, 14 pool speedling openings. All right, so it's a cycle, right? Early pool beats hatch first, beats speedling expand, beats early pool, and that's just kind of, it's like an outline of the way the matchup is supposed to work. But you have to play perfectly in every instance of what I'm talking about for that to be true. Yeah. You can go early pool and win against 14 gas, 14 pool if the guy going speedlings doesn't do everything perfectly. You can go hatch first and win against early pool if the guy going 6 pool, 7 pool doesn't do everything perfectly. So there's certainly room for skill to shine here, but there is a little bit of build order wars that happens in the early game.
Well, dKiLLeR is actually opening up with gas and pool, so he's going to have those speedlings a little bit quicker than Dongraegu, but Dongraegu is opening up with the hedge first, would you say, in your cycle of destruction. It's supposed to be the build order of dKiLLeR. Obviously, a lot more comes into play like that. You can never really talk about like this build order A, build order B. It's all about execution, and I'm really looking forward to seeing dKiLLeR play ZVZ in general. I'm really looking forward to perhaps a little bit of micro as well between these two guys, a little bit of banelings exchange. I think it's going to be a really fun series.
Yeah, this is a very micro-based matchup. Now, hatch first beating speedling expand is not as straightforward as rock paper scissors, man. And on a map like this, where it's kind of difficult to defend both your natural, the hatchery in your natural, and your ramp, it gets a little bit more complicated. We can see a baneling nest already down here for dKiLLeR, so he's going to be getting seriously aggressive here.
So you think he wants to stay on one base for quite a while, right? I guess he's not really going to drone up anymore either. He's at 17 drones right now. Do you think we're going to see more drones, or do you think it's going to be Zergling only from now on?
I feel like he probably wants to go Zergling only for the time being. Baneling Nest also starting up here for Dongraegu, so he's putting himself in a good position to defend this. No spine crawler for Dongraegu, so that's a little bit questionable.
Speed did not even start yet for Dongraegu, though, while speed for dKiLLeR is like almost ready already. I don't think there's like a really big difference on such a small map.
That's an astronomically huge difference.
Should be able to do something with that, though.
Speedlings are going to be exponentially better than slowlings. A lot of lings being queued up here for dKiLLeR. First banelings on the way. The fact that there's no spine, okay, there's the spine crawler just now starting for Dongraegu, so that's going to be absolutely pivotal in his defense here. Also notice how both of his queens are down there in the natural. That's going to allow him to block the ramp, keep banelings from just running past.
He's going to get a couple of banelings on the high ground as well, even way before he has speed himself. But still, I guess it's going to be a little bit hard to defend this hatchery if a lot of lings would run by. The spine crawler is in a good position, but obviously won't be able to reach this side of the hatchery. So far I'm really liking it, what I'm seeing from dKiLLeR, but now it's the moment of truth.
Yeah, it's going to be really close here. All comes down to the micro. DRG is already sitting on a drone lead. Oh, the first
nice
queen going to get surrounded immediately. Baneling's going to try to come into play, doing a lot of damage to the banelings of dKiLLeR, but two of them...
one baneling for nothing.
Yeah, one baneling for nothing. That's exactly right. But dKiLLeR's got to stop clumping up his banelings. If he loses all of his banelings to the banelings of Dongraegu, that's going to...
Oh my god, this is so nerve-wracking already. Beautiful micro with both players, actually. Dongraegu trying to get the big baneling detonation off, but didn't really work. dKiLLeR having a couple of banelings on low HP, but obviously that doesn't really matter as long as they explode.
That's right. On the production tab, we can see both players are actually droning right now. dKiLLeR already throwing down a Roach Warren. He has expanded behind this, so he's not all in by any stretch.
Wow, dKiLLeR is playing ridiculously quick.
Oh, very nice, very nice. dKiLLeR throwing down the single Zergling, trading for a baneling. That's always a wonderful way to trade. Ooh, might even get a couple of drones here. This is, an excellent play by dKiLLeR. I know 2 drones doesn't seem like much, but when you go hatch first, you're supposed to be a little bit ahead economically, and 2 drones means you're that much further ahead. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, he just blew up a baneling at the hatchery, kind of random, but that's okay. Roach One is going up in the base from dKiLLeR.
Wow, 1 baneling again for 1 Zergling. Excellent control there by Dignitas dKiLLeR, who kills another drone. Keeping the drone counts very, very even. 21 drones to 23. Oh, Zergling run by in the main base of Dignitas dKiLLeR. Uh-oh, this is trouble, Kev.
This is indeed a lot of trouble. A lot of links right now from Dongraegu in the main base of dKiLLeR. We do have the queen right now. That's of course going to help out a lot. I'm not sure how many pros. Well,
only 3. Only 3, but that's important because You know, the hatch first player, like we said, he's got a small economic edge here. So we've got 24 drones to 18 now in favor. Oh my gosh, the Baneling doesn't actually kill anything. Really close there. Roaches are out for killer. So he's going to be pretty stable here. I heard another Baneling explode somewhere. Where was that?
I was here as well, but didn't really do much. On the other hand, actually, suddenly Dongraegu is way ahead in the income tab. He has 30 drones already, while we only have 19 drones for dKiLLeR. So killer had the roach one a little bit quicker, and he already has a few roaches on the map. But yeah, obviously that doesn't really matter if he doesn't have the economy to back it up.
Yeah, the thing about roaches is they're a pretty heavy investment. You lose a drone making the roach warren, and then every 2 roaches you make, that's the equivalent of 3 drones in terms of the money you're spending. So, yeah, between the drones that killer has lost, the fact that he's invested in these roaches, it's easy to see why there's a difference in the drone count. 23 drones to 32 right now in favor of Dongraegu.
It was a really smart run by Dongraegu, because before that, I think killer played pretty much a perfect game. He was with everything a little bit ahead. Even the worker-wise, he was up with like 1 or 2 drones in a certain stage of the game. So it's really unlucky. Well, unlucky.
Man,
it's just really smart by Dongraegu.
Killer is making a lot of 12 roaches on the way from Dongraegu. Baneling coming into the natural expand here. There's only a single Baneling though, so that won't kill anything actually. Going to do some damage to those drones, but man, dKiLLeR just made a ton of roaches. He's got 10 roaches out, a few more on the way, so he might be gearing up to get aggressive.
killer trying to run by with a couple of links, trying to kill a few drones, but he won't succeed in doing so. And yeah, Dongraegu is going to have a lot of roaches already. I mean, he has the economy for quite a while. He has 37 drones against 28 drones for dKiLLeR, and he's up 5 roaches already as well. Dongraegu playing this really, really solid.
Yeah, like really, really scary push coming from Dongraegu.
As you always say, ZVZ is such an unforgiving matchup, and that little circling run by from Dongraegu apparently did so much damage, allowed him to be 7-8 workers ahead straight away, and ever since then it's been smooth sailing for him.
Absolutely. So here he comes with a ton of roaches into the natural expansion of killer, and I'm not really sure that killer can defend this. He does have a couple of Banelings if they get good detonators. There's really not that many Zerglings from Dongraegu, so the Banelings for killer being kind of inconsequential.
Oh, the drones.
Oh, drone's going to come out, try to soak up some fire here, and killer might actually survive for a little while. It's kind of hard to say, Kev.
It's really close, but so far beautiful micro by killer, actually really getting the best out of the situation, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. We have still 4 roaches over here for Dongraegu.
The queen falls, a couple of drones going to fall down. killer will eventually manage to usher Dongraegu out of here, but look at the cost, man. Yeah. On the units tab, on the income tab, we can see 45 drones to 25 drones, and that is a huge difference.
Surprised right now, actually, we do not have a single unit on the map for Dongraegu besides a couple of links. He's making 4 roaches now at once, but once again, I really think that killer is handling the fights extremely well. Like, obviously, he had to work with a lot less than what Dongraegu had to go with, but I think like those 2 Banelings detonations, they were perfect. They hit like 7 or 8 roaches. He pulled his drones, but as soon as they were all low on HP, he pulled them back, then he pulled them again, and he really could have lost so much more. I mean, he could have even lost the game, but it was a beautiful defense, but unfortunately he's still quite far behind.
Yeah, he microed very well, but as you said, he is quite far behind. Dongraegu going to take a hidden gold base down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I like this quite a bit. It's very unlikely that killer is ever even going to scout that, and if he does scout it, it's going to be much later in the game when quite frankly, these minerals have been mined for some time. The drone count still favoring. Man, Dongraegu double expanding. Holy smokes, this guy's feeling confident right now.
The Spire is going up as well. So do you think we're going to see a slow transition into Mutalisk?
Yeah.
He has quite a bit of money stacked up.
Yeah, I do think that we will see a little bit of mid-game Muta play. It's becoming
in every
more and more
matchup,
common.
man.
It's becoming more and more common in ZVZ. It was like nobody did it for the longest time, but nowadays, I mean, in ZVZ, you're always wanting to spread out those overlords and get vision of the maps so that you can see everything. Mutas just completely makes that, it just takes that out of the game, man.
Couple of links from Dongraegu. I'm going to try to save that overlord, but I don't think he will succeed in doing so. The roaches are there to protect the queen. But why, like the ultimate unit in, I mean the ultimate composition is still roach infestor in ZVZ, no? Or would you say I'd rather have Mutalisk? Well, once again, a Zergling run by actually.
Yeah, Ling run by into the main base, going to kill a couple of drones here. Dongraegu just going to shift click on some drones. Going to get 2 or 3 drone kills. Kev, your question was, is Roach Infestor still the ultimate unit composition? Yes, I do think it is the ultimate unit composition. Mutalisk aren't a great fighting unit. But you don't build them to fight. You build them to get the map control. You knock out the mutas. You make it. You knock out the overlords. Wow, look at this! A ton of spine crawlers for Dongraegu.
Yeah, well, that's quite standard. No, when you switch into mutas, obviously the other player could have a couple of roaches more. Look at the supply count now. Actually, killer is like 104, and Dongraegu only at 93.
Yeah, he's got 30 roaches coming right now. If he gets in here before these spine crawlers finish, this could get pretty scary. Mutas are obviously great against roaches, but they don't do damage that quickly.
No.
The roaches for Dongraegu are going to die really, really fast, Kev.
Wow, dKiLLeR is doing a lot of damage right now. And it's, even though we have a lot of spine crawlers right now, though, there are quite a few Mutalisks, like 10 right now, but still, Dongraegu is going to lose quite a few drones
dKiLLeR
over
just
here.
going to run straight past. He's
So
going to get
smart.
a ton of drone kills here, but will it be enough? 35 drones to 40. And when this is all done, dKiLLeR's also going to have lost every single roach. And no, he's not really getting that many drone kills. 33 drones to 38 now. dKiLLeR trying to rally more units in. He does see these drones transferring. I wonder if it's going to compute that there's a gold base down in the bottom right. So dKiLLeR doing a decent attack, but look at what's look at the state of the game now. 60 supply to 93.
Yeah.
dKiLLeR in a really a big heap of trouble, man.
And just to fight the fact that you have 10 Mutalisks is of course awesome. It's all what you said. There are always overlords on the map, so dKiLLeR is going to lose quite a few overlords. He won't get supply capped in the near future, but still he's going to lose quite a few of them. I think Dongraegu did that really smart. He got the spine crawlers perhaps a little bit too late, but it was still on the exact right moment because they did a lot of damage. They delayed the push, and I really think both players are actually playing an excellent ZVZ over here. It's just Dongraegu is always a little bit ahead.
Yeah, Dongraegu is he's about to be a lot of bit ahead, as there's nothing really on the field to deal with these mutas. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage in the drone line of dKiLLeR. If Dongraegu chooses, he's going to try to kill the spore crawler first. Don't really know why he's choosing to focus on that spore crawler, as it's not actually in a position that can defend the mineral line, but whatever. Now dKiLLeR's kind of dead. I hate to say it, but I mean, there's very little he can do to deal with the Mutalisk grass. And if you look in the middle of the map, there is a big conga line of roaches coming.
Yeah, dKiLLeR is trying to produce a couple of Hydralisks. He will have 6 Hydras soon, but that probably won't be enough. We have roaches everywhere. We have mutas. Dongraegu always being so incredibly active with your mutas. That must give you a warm feeling inside, man.
Oh man, I love seeing good muta play. Here comes what I think is going to be the killing blow. Roaches and Hydras, or just roaches against roaches and Hydras. But the mutas are going to come in and they're going to deal with the rest. dKiLLeR down to 40 supply against the 140 of Dongraegu. I really think he's going to take game number 1 right here, Kev. GG from dKiLLeR. DRG goes up 1-0 in the series.